We here, man. Urban AI, strategic thinking media platform. This ain't gonna be too long, man. It's gonna be another 30-minute joint, man. I'm gonna just jump right into it. Listen, if you're a criminal, do not work with the police. We've seen this over and over again. We've seen this over and over again. People committing crimes, part of criminal enterprises, some people even running criminal enterprises, working with the police. If you're doing a whole bunch of illegal stuff, just keep it in the streets. Do not work with the police. Listen, y'all, we got two people here, Keefe D and Diddy. In my opinion, it's when it come to Keefe D, he telling, man. Keefe D's telling. His legendary interview, the interview where he described the shooting at when he described the killing of Tupac. Everybody in the cars has gone. Everybody in the car is dead. So a lot of people felt like that wasn't snitching. During that interview, he implicated Puffy, y'all. Puffy is alive and well. To me, that's snitching. If you pay me to do something and I go do it, and everybody who's physically doing that thing with me dies, and I tell and I say you paid me to do it, whether you get arrested or not, I'm still telling. Okay, that's telling. It don't matter if Puffy got arrested or not. Now it looks like he's going to now, but of course I'm talking about at the time when Keefe D told nothing happened to Puffy, that's still telling. Okay, he still has a relationship with the police. He still communicates with the police, and he's a Crip. He's a criminal. He sells drugs, and he's in a gang. Why are you communicating with the police? Diddy, it's not so clear there. But I personally think Diddy is working with the police in some way, shape, or form, or either he has in the past. It seems like it to me. Now, let's get into the Tupac situation. Because just recently, let's look at it. Just recently, news came out. Let's look at it here. Just recently, we got some new news on this. And we're going to take a look at that in a minute. And that artist. We're going to take a look at artists. Okay. Salute keeping 6 solid. Breaking news. New court documents have allegedly implicated Diddy in Tupac's murder. Diddy named 77 times by prosecutors in Tupac Shakur murder documents as a suspect, accuses him of ordering a hit on the rapper in the prosecutor's latest legal filing. Diddy has been accused by Keefe D of paying $1 million for Tupac's assassination, according to the latest court papers obtained by the U.S. Sun. All right, Keefe D telling again. Remember when he got on Vlad and he said all that stuff? People was defending this man. Let's be real. People was defending this man. Now, I will say this. If he had just told on that particular incident, right? He didn't say who paid him. If he said, hey, we got into a fight with Tupac, tensions were high when we seen him, and my nephew shot him. Now, if you're saying that and everybody in the car is dead, I personally don't see a problem with that. But y'all, he gave more information than that. That's what people was failing to realize. He gave more information than that. He gave information about what was going on before with other people and what was happening after with other people. Do y'all get what I'm saying there? So if he would have just kept it at the night on the strip in the car, the shooting then and there, no extra, that would have been at least, I don't know, to me, that would have been acceptable. If everybody who you're implicating in a crime is dead, I don't see no issue with that. Some people do. If you still feel like that's telling, that's fine. But I will say this. When you do that, even if everybody is deceased who you're telling on, a lot of people are going to feel like you will tell regardless because you're telling now, even though you're telling on dead people. A lot of people feel like, well, you'll tell on somebody living if you'll tell on somebody dead. Now, I don't necessarily believe that, but I can't knock nobody for thinking like that, because at the end of the day, you're still telling. You're still telling. Keefe D probably would have told on, what is his name? Eric Martin, Von Zip. He would have told on him too if he was alive. Von Zip passed away in 2012 due to complications from cancer. That's the person who allegedly was the middleman for the money and supplied the guns for them to kill Tupac. So if he was alive, Keefe D probably would have told on him too. Think about what, and we here, let's just get to it. Let's just get to it, all right? I'm going to read this one more time because this is what this video is about, all right? New court documents have allegedly implicated Diddy in Tupac's murder. Diddy named 77 times by prosecutors in Tupac Shakur murder document as a suspect, accuses him of ordering a hit on the rapper in prosecutors' latest legal filing. Diddy has been accused by Keefe D of paying $1 million for Tupac's assassination, according to the latest court papers obtained by the U.S. Sun. Vlad, are you happy? Is that a job well done for you, Vlad? Because y'all know that's where this started. That's where this started, with that Vlad interview. It started with the Vlad interview. Nobody, now listen, the interview that we about to listen to that Keefe D did, it was on YouTube, it was on the internet, but it seemed like it had new life on Vlad. Because he said everything in that interview that he said on Vlad TV. Of course, Vlad, the way Vlad asks questions, you know what I'm saying? The way Vlad asks questions, you got to go into deeper detail. This nigga Vlad was asking more detailed questions than the police. He was asking more detailed questions than the police. And of course, you know, the police want details too, but his questions was on another level. His questions on another level. Even to the point where Keefe D was like, I don't want to talk about that. You got to read it in the book. I don't want to talk about that. You got to read it in the book. Because the stuff that Vlad was asking was outrageous. And I've told this story many times. The first time, I've said this on this platform multiple times. The first time I heard of Keefe D, I had COVID. I was sick in my apartment with COVID. I was in the bed for probably like 3-4 days. And the first time that I had laughed in like a week was at a Keefe D video. I don't know if it was one of the Art of Dialogue ones or the Vlad one. But that's how I had discovered Keefe D. And I had heard that interview, the interview that we finna listen to. I heard that before, but I had never knew who Keefe D was by his face. So that was my first time seeing Keefe D. This was probably 20, whichever year the Vlad interviews came out. Cause I just remember being super sick, barely able to move. I could barely talk. But this nigga Keefe D was so funny. I laughed like nothing was wrong with me. Because he's an entertaining dude. He is an entertaining dude. But that's where this whole thing started. Them Vlad TV interviews gave this new life. All right. So let's get into it. The first thing that I want to play. Is the interview. All right. This is the Keefe D interview with the police. He been telling. I don't know what year this is. This was a while ago. All right. This was years ago. I wish I should have looked up the interview first, but this is Keefe D being interrogated by the police about the Tupac murder. Now, this was years after it happened.
Keefe D, the $1 million question. On all four of those occasions, there's San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Everyone.
See, look, he already telling on Puffy. Now, this was years ago. I'm going to start that over. He already telling on Puffy.
Keefe D, the $1 million question. On all four of those occasions, there's San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Everyone.
Every one of them. Which of those four is it when you talk to him about murdering Tupac?
It was really about both of them.
Question.
Okay, this is 2008. This was a police interview in 2008. I just had to get that. I just had to get the date right. So this was in 2008 during the interview. So everybody who was in the car is long gone at this point. Okay, everybody's dead. So keep in mind, this is an interview from 2008. Okay, so he already admitted everything that he said on Vlad TV. He admitted it in 2008 already.
Keefe D, the $1 million question. On all four of those occasions, there's San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Everyone.
Every one of them. Which of those four is it when you talk to him about murdering Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah, Anaheim.
After a concert in Anaheim, Keefe D claims that he attended a party with Puffy in a hotel suite. So it's Harrell, you, Puffy, Zip, and a bunch of Southsiders. And what Puffy makes kind of an announcement?
Yeah, that was stupid as hell too, you know.
What did you actually hear? What was the words? If the best you can remember what he says.
Shit, he said he'd give us anything for them dudes, you know? Yeah.
He'll give you anything for these guys' head?
Yeah. Yeah, he said it in front of all the people. I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying?
In Anaheim?
Yeah. Whole room full of Crips.
So this is after Jake got killed. So
Yeah.
he was on point. He was worried about something happening.
Yeah.
She had miles off about a bunch of different stuff, so he was scared. It was
Yeah, he was scared to death. Yeah.
Okay. A few months later at Greenblatt's Deli, Keefe D claimed that Puffy Combs furthered the solicitation. What happened that made it something other than just him frustrated and boasting? Now, I don't have to give you guys anything. I mean, what made it a specific, like, hey, I'm serious. I want you guys to kill these guys. I mean,
When he told me the greenback.
how's it go? How's the conversation go? I mean, okay, listen, I'll do it, but I need $500,000, or, you know, I've got somebody who will do it, but I need 300. I mean, we need really specific details regarding that.
Yeah, we wanted $1 million.
You said you walked downstairs. Did he say, come meet me downstairs?
Yeah, he said, come on downstairs and talk to you.
Oh, he tells you, seriously, man, I need to get rid of these guys. I mean, he's looking at you in the eyes and
Yeah.
he's like scared.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, the specific reason he asked you to come downstairs and talk to him was about that thing, not about liquor or anything. It was about that. Okay.
You tell him we'll do it for $1 million, and he's like, okay, I'll do it for $1 million.
Yeah.
He agrees. You shake on it or something like that.
All right, there you go. There you go. Telling. He told on Puffy, and look, the brashness of Puffy to say that in front of so many people, that's consistent with what people have been saying about him. I'm not saying Keefe D is telling the truth. I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure, obviously. But the way that Puffy is just talking in front of people, and even how Keefe D said that, how he said that was dumb as hell for him to say that in front of all them people. That's a fact. Every story that I hear about Puffy doing some goofy stuff in front of a whole bunch of people, I say the same thing to myself. Like, damn, that's dumb as hell for you to say that. Why would you say that in a room full of people? Why would you do that in a room full of people? Why would you beat up Cassie on camera? So that kind of doesn't surprise me. That kind of doesn't surprise me. All right, so that was the interview. All right, is this any more stuff that we haven't heard?
So it's Harrell, you, Puffy's.
You know.
What did
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay.
So he said Puffy was scared.
A few months later at Greenblatt's Deli, Keefe D claimed that Puffy Combs furthered the solicitation. What happened that made it something other than just him frustrated and boasting? Man, I'll give you guys anything. I mean, what made it a... So it's Harrell specific, like, hey, I'm serious. I want you guys to kill these guys. I mean,
When he told me at Greenback.
how's it go? How's the conversation go? I mean, okay, listen, I'll do it, but I need...
The specific reason he asked you to come downstairs and talk to him was about...
I'll do it for $1 million?
Yeah.
He agrees? You shake on it or something like that?
Yeah.
What happened?
He like, man, we'll wipe their ass out quick. You know, it's nothing.
I think it's hard to
About
tell
the amount
who's
of
telling the
$1
truth,
million.
man. It's hard to tell who's telling the truth.
Project dudes will kill your ass for $1,500. You know what I'm saying? Shit. We went to eat. We was eating. Man, they came and said, "He just beat up Lane." And we was in the hotel. Yeah, the MGM and the restaurant. There was a few New Yorkers though with them. Like, man, y'all need some help. We got this.
That's what they said.
You guys aren't out in Vegas then with that intention. That's not why you're in
No,
Vegas.
we've been going to the fights since Pat days, the 80s.
So y'all geared up to go to Vegas. Y'all was going anyway. Not even knowing who else was going to be down there.
Who brought up the amount of $1 million?
Not knowing if Pac and shit was going
We
to be
ain't
down
had no pistol. We ain't had no pistols down there, and shit, it was right there. It's a perfect opportunity, baby.
That was Zip talking?
Yeah.
Because of what happened with Lane.
So I guess he's saying Zip, it was Zip's idea for them to kill Tupac that night because Baby Lane got beat up by Tupac. I don't have to go into that. You probably already know about that. And I spoke about it in other videos. Baby Lane got into an altercation with Tupac or before that. A member of Death Row Records, their chain got snatched by somebody associated with Baby Lane. So when they seen them in the hotel, Tupac and his entourage jumped on them. So that's where Zip says it was the perfect opportunity. He felt like they needed revenge, and they needed revenge on Tupac, and Puffy was willing to pay them to kill Tupac. So that is kind of the perfect situation. You want to shoot this nigga anyway because he did something to your homeboy, and you have another one of his rivals who's willing to pay you for his death. So there you go.
Right there. It's a perfect opportunity, baby.
That was Zip talking?
Yeah.
Because of what happened with Lane.
He told me in the lobby that he had some Jimmys.
Someone?
Had a Jimmy. In the Benz. He had a little secret compartment. Thing popped out.
Popped up.
Popped up.
In the armrest?
Yeah.
Not knowing if Pac and shit was going to be
Yeah.
down
All right, so and I'm just going over the backstory of all this. I'm doing this to say Puffy has been implicated from the beginning. Now, are they using it? Do they really believe Puffy has something to do with this? I don't know. Or are they using this as a way to isolate Puffy? Y'all know in my last video that I spoke about Puffy, I said the things that they found in that raid, they probably found wrongdoings. They probably found some bullshit, but it's implicating other people. It's implicating people who they don't want to get in trouble. So Keefe D could just be a way that they're isolating Puffy, and they can say, "Hey, we're gonna bring you down for this because this don't involve nobody else. You know, this doesn't involve any other high-powered people on the guilty side, but Puffy." So the feds is playing this smart if that's the case. Now I want to shout out this person too. T with Tia, she broke it down. So this is some more newer information, and this is just like a summary of the newer information. So let's get into this real quick.
Murder charge. Police believe that he was the mastermind behind the crime and now believe that they can prove it.
Despite the long-held belief that a deceased gang member named Orlando Anderson was the man who shot rapper Tupac Shakur in 1996, leading to his death, information from a Clark County grand jury transcript says otherwise, and Bad Boy founder Diddy is at the thick of it all.
But Zipper came pick me up. We rolling up Greenleaf in our neighborhood, and his phone ring, boom, and it was Puff. And he like, "You think it's cool to come out here and do concerts?"
According to documents obtained by media outlets, a man affiliated with the Southside Compton Crips, Devonte Lee, says it was another Southside Crip, DeAndre Big Dree Smith, who pulled the trigger, and that allegedly all of them were working under the instructions of Diddy. Reportedly, Anderson and Smith were in a white Cadillac with Terrence Brown and Dwayne Keith Kefe D. Davis the night of the shooting, September 7th, 1996. It's not refuted that the white Cadillac pulled up to a BMW driven by Suge Knight with Tupac in the passenger seat, but conventional wisdom has long been that Anderson shot into the BMW. In his statements to a grand jury over the indictment of Davis and the murder plot, Lee says it was Smith who fired the shots. When appearing before the grand jury, Lee was asked if it was true that Smith told him that Davis passed a gun to Anderson. That's exactly what he told me.
Okay, so the stories kind of differ as far as who the trigger man was there, but both people implicated Puffy. The other person said Puffy, it was the orders from Puffy. So Von Zip, the dude Zip, was like a middleman. He was somebody who worked with Puffy, and he had a relationship with Puffy before Keefe D. All right. Eric Von Zip is from New York. So he's from, I think he's from Harlem, actually, the same place that Puffy's from. So that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That actually makes sense. This is an interesting take, too. Shout out to this person. She dreads me. This is an interesting take. Or it's not really a take, it's just an idea, a theory.
Are they using Keefe D to get to the big fish? And that big fish is Sean P. Diddy Combs. So why are y'all charging Keefe D years later for this murder? Unless, are they trying to get the original bad boy?
That's how I feel too. That's how I feel. Why wouldn't they do this when Keefe D first started putting these videos out? Do y'all understand how many interviews this man has done? How long he's been doing these interviews? He's been doing these interviews for years. Only in the past year or so did the police start paying attention to him. At the end of the day, the reason that Puff Daddy and Keefe D, or Diddy and Keefe D, is in a situation is because they worked with the police. When you work with the police, they can do whatever they want. They can use you. They can discard you however they want. When Keefe D worked with the police, he thought he had immunity. And most people feel like, okay, I got immunity. Nothing can happen to me. Yeah, nothing can happen to you until the police see that they can use you for something. Once they seen he was they link to Diddy, you think they was gonna hold their word and be like, oh no, he got immunity. No, nigga, you going to jail too. If we gotta lock you up to get Diddy, that's what we're gonna do. The police are only loyal to other police. They're only loyal to their oath. They're only loyal to the department that they work for. They're not loyal to criminals. They don't care what happens to criminals. They'll lie to criminals because they know criminals will lie to them. They know criminals will lie to them. It just is what it is, man. That's how it is. Keefe D trusted the police. He worked with the police. He talked to the police. Now look, they gave him immunity. They let him live his life. They let him do interviews, make money, write books, all that stuff. Until they seen a reason to need him. They seen Diddy. They want Diddy, but in order to connect Diddy to a crime, they will have to get Keefe D. Do you think they care? Do you think they're saying, nah, man, it's been so long ago. Keefe D just been living his life. He ain't been doing nothing illegal. That wouldn't be fair. We already gave him immunity. It's not fair to do that. Y'all think that's what the police thought? No. They said, how can we get Diddy? We got to lock Keefe D big head ass up. Go get him. And now he in jail. He's been in jail for I don't know how long. Whack 100 tried to get him out. They still wouldn't let him out. Whack 100 had the money to get him out. The police still would not let him out. They talking about, they said something about the money wasn't, they didn't trust the source of the money. I guess that was the words. They didn't trust the source of the money, which I don't know. I haven't really heard that often.
Murder charge. Police believe that he was the mastermind.
But this is what happens when you work with the police. They can do whatever they want. Your freedom is in their hands forever. It never stops. Listen, they could get Puff Daddy and release Keefe D, right? Let's say that happens. Let's say they get Puff Daddy, they get the charges that they want, they stick. Whatever happened to Puff Daddy happened. They accomplished their goal with the whole Puff Daddy situation. It's done. They release Keefe D. He's free to go. He going back to Vegas or Cali or wherever he want, Colorado, and he living his life. If something happens 5 years, 10 years later, and they need to get Keefe D, they gonna go back and get him. Because that's how the police play it. That once they get you to cooperate once, they got you. They got you. Let's end this with Copilot. Just so we could just bring everything full circle, all right? Y'all know that's how I like to do at the end of the episodes. Because this was a lot, and I know a lot of y'all probably knew this already. I'm just giving y'all my opinion on it, all right? Is Keefe D working with the police to implicate Diddy in Tupac's murder? Let's see.
Yes, there have been allegations and investigations related to Keefe D's involvement in Tupac Shakur's murder. Keefe D, whose real name is Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, was accused of orchestrating the murder of rapper Tupac Shakur more than 20 years ago. Here are some key points. Arrest and evidence. In 2023, Las Vegas police arrested Keefe D based on a grand jury indictment in Clark County District Court. He was accused of murder, with sentencing enhancements for the use of a deadly weapon and alleged gang activity. Police body camera footage shows officers arresting Keefe D, who had previously spent time in federal prison on drug charges and was associated with the Compton Southside Crips. The evidence against Keefe D includes his own admissions and interviews, as well as crime scene photos. Allegations against Diddy. Former LAPD Detective Greg Kading alleged in a book that Sean Diddy Combs commissioned Keefe D to kill Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight for $1 million. However, Diddy's alleged connection to the murder remains unproven. It's important to note that despite Keefe D's claims, Diddy's involvement has not been definitively established. Tupac's murder. On September 7, 1996, Tupac Shakur was fatally shot while riding in a car near the Las Vegas Strip with Death Row Records producer Suge Knight. Authorities accuse Keefe D of ordering his nephew, Orlando "Baby Lane" Anderson, to shoot Shakur as their white Cadillac pulled up alongside the BMW Knight was driving. Anderson was killed in a shootout in 1998 and always denied any involvement in Shakur's death. Keefe D admitted to being in the front passenger seat of the Cadillac and passing a gun to the back seat, where the fatal shots allegedly came from. In summary, while Keefe D's role has been scrutinized, Diddy's direct involvement in Tupac's murder remains unconfirmed. Investigations continue, and the case remains a complex and controversial part of hip-hop history. If you'd like more information, feel free to ask.
And look, y'all hear how they arrested him for gang activity and alleged gang activity. In 2023, Las Vegas police arrested Keefe D based on a grand jury indictment in Clark County District Court. He was accused of murder with sentencing enhancements. Damn, so they hit him with more charges. They enhanced the sentencing for the use of a deadly weapon and alleged gang activity. They been knowing this man was in a gang. Why are you charging him with gang activity? Now you've been knowing this man was in a gang. All right, now let's keep it moving. How is Eric Zip Martin involved? Because that's a person who a lot of people don't know about and they don't understand how he's involved. Let's let Microsoft Copilot break it down. How is Eric Zip Martin involved?
Eric Zip Martin's involvement in the Tupac Shakur murder case is intriguing. According to court documents and interviews with Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, here's what we know. The allegations. Keefe D., who was arrested for Tupac's murder, claimed that Sean Diddy Combs, then known as Puffy, offered him $1 million to kill Tupac. Instead of carrying out the hit himself, Keefe D. allegedly paid Eric Zip Martin, a drug dealer, to handle the task. Keefe D.'s role. After confessing to Tupac's murder, Keefe D. became a confidential informant for the task force investigating the case. His mission was to gather information that would incriminate Eric Martin. Keefe D. traveled to New York and coincidentally ran into Martin, engaging in social conversation. Although Martin didn't provide useful information, Keefe D. claimed to have a damning conversation with Diddy, Puffy after Tupac's death. Diddy allegedly asked, "Is that us?" referring to the murder, and Keefe D. answered affirmatively. Diddy's accusations. Diddy has consistently denied any involvement in Tupac's murder. However, Keefe D's statements contradict Diddy's claims of innocence. The court documents reveal that Diddy reached out to Keefe D., seemingly proud that the Southside Crips were responsible for Tupac's death. In summary, Eric Zip Martin played a pivotal role as the intermediary in this complex web of allegations and criminal activity. While Diddy's direct involvement remains unproven, the case continues to captivate and intrigue both hip-hop enthusiasts and investigators. If you'd like more information or have further questions, feel free to ask.
Okay, did y'all see that? Keefe, or did y'all hear that? Keefe D's role. After confessing to Tupac's murder, Keefe D became a confidential informant for the task force investigating the case. God damn, Keefe D. His mission was to gather information that would incriminate Eric Martin. His mission? Boy, Keefe D traveled to New York and coincidentally, air quotes, coincidentally, ran into Martin engaging in social conversation. Now, he probably had a wire. This nigga was probably wearing a wire. Or it was a police van watching somewhere near. Although Martin didn't provide useful information because he knew Keefe D was telling probably, Keefe D claimed to have a damning conversation with Diddy about Tupac's death. Diddy allegedly asked, "Is that us?" referring to the murder, and Keefe D answered affirmatively. All right, man. This shit is getting spooky. That's why I said he would have told on Eric Von Zip if he was alive. All right. What happened to Eric Martin after these allegations?
Eric Von Zip Martin, a close confidant implicated in the Tupac Shakur murder case, faced scrutiny after allegations surfaced. Here's what we know. Involvement. Dwayne Kefe D. Davis, who was indicted in connection with Tupac's 1996 killing, claimed that Martin played a role. Martin allegedly assisted Kefe D's nephew, Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, who fatally shot Tupac. The gun used in the shooting was reportedly provided by Martin. Aftermath. Details about Martin's specific fate after these allegations are not widely documented. However, the case continues to captivate public interest, and Martin's name remains associated with the complex web of events surrounding Tupac's murder. In summary, Eric Martin's involvement in the Tupac case remains part of hip-hop history, but specific post-allegation outcomes are less clear. If you'd like further information, feel free to ask.
Okay, the reason why is because he knew niggas was telling. So he laid low. After that, he left. He disappeared. Keefe D probably seen him once or twice after that. He knew Keefe D was telling. And that's the situation where it says the gun used in the shooting was reportedly provided by Martin. That's when he heard about when Baby Lane came back and said Tupac and them jumped on him. He was in the area. He was near Keefe D at the time. That's when he was like, oh, this is the perfect time to get him. I have the guns for y'all. That dude was smart because he vanished. Now, last thing we're going to look at. It's actually a lot more stuff here. Is Eric Von Zip still alive?
Eric Von Zip Martin passed away in 2012 due to complications related to cancer. His legacy remains intertwined with the complex events surrounding Tupac Shakur's murder, and he is remembered as a Harlem underworld figure with connections to celebrities, gangs, and the music industry. If you have any more questions or need further information, feel free to ask.
Okay. Okay, now this is the weapon exchange here. The night in Las Vegas.
Dwayne Keefe D. Davis and Eric Zip Martin had a connection related to the event surrounding Tupac Shakur's murder. Here's what we know. Meeting in Las Vegas. According to Keefe D's account, he met Eric Zip Martin in Las Vegas on the night of Tupac's fatal shooting, September 7, 1996. Foxy Brown, the Brooklyn rapper, was also present during this encounter. Zip allegedly gave Keefe D a black .40 Glock pistol that would later play a role in the events leading up to Tupac's death. The weapon exchange. Keefe D described the meeting with Zip in his book, Compton Street Legend. Foxy Brown was in Zip's car when Keefe D received the gun. Zip handed Keefe D the 17-shot pistol, which Keefe D concealed in the back waist of his pants. Foxy Brown got back into the car and they drove off. Kefe D's legal situation. Keefe D's attorney, Carl Arnold, claims that Keefe D fabricated his entire involvement in Tupac's death for fame and financial gain. Prosecutors hope that Foxy Brown's testimony will verify Keefe D's presence in Las Vegas that night, dispelling his version of events. The trial, initially scheduled for June 3, 2024, has been postponed to November 4, 2024. In summary, Keefe D and Eric Zip Martin's connection revolves around the firearm exchange and the events leading up to Tupac Shakur's tragic shooting. Foxy Brown's testimony may shed further light on their interactions. If you have more questions, feel free to ask.
All right, man, we're going to wrap this up right there. And I don't think Foxy Brown is going to testify. If she does, that'll be crazy. A lot of people saying she was dating Eric Zip Martin. I don't know if that's true. I don't know how true that is. Yeah, I think that's about it, man. It's a couple of more things we can dive dive into, but I'm gonna save them for a later live, man. I just wanted to touch on this real quick, man. Something's fishy is going on here. All right, they either using Keefe D to bring down Puffy, and if they are, it's because the other things that they so none of that stuff that they found in Puffy crib is incriminating. You do y'all see what I'm saying? If they're using Keefe D to bring down Puffy, that means the government is hiding what they found in Puffy crib. And they don't want to release it because it involves powerful people. This is a strategic thinking media platform. All right. Urban AI, strategic thinking media platform. Like, share, subscribe, help the channel grow. I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.